not on here, and I don't want to go to the other room and get my tablet. So we're just gonna wing it. We'll be all right. All right. So, welcome to Lessons Learned, everybody. I'm Silly Lily, and I am going to be a little bit all over the place today. I am clearly not feeling very well. Remember, guys, this is a featured show. So for this 1 hour especially, now don't get me wrong, I don't take anybody's BS any day of the week, but especially for this 1 hour of the week, if you're rude, negative, or vulgar, or I just don't like what you have to say to somebody, you're out, you're done. And once you're blocked, I will not unblock you. So just be kind. It's not easy to get on this show, you know. You have to make yourself a little bit vulnerable to get on here, talk about something that's personal, talk about something that's, you know, near and dear to your heart that might, you know, help somebody else get through the day. You know what I mean? Somebody else is going through something. Look, all right. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to remind you guys, okay? If there's somebody in there and they're going, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, we don't like this, we don't like that, it's because they're so insecure about themselves that they have to put other people down to feel better about who they are. So, guys, just remember that, please. Okay? Remember when someone gets on here and they're going to tear you apart, especially when they hide behind that screen and they're what I would call a keyboard warrior, right? Just remember that those people are super hurt people and they are too lazy, too ignorant, too selfish to actually do something to better themselves, period. Uh, you know, a good positive person doesn't do that to people at all. I feel dizzy. If I disappear from the screen, guys, at any point, please understand it is simply because I do not want to on the camera, okay? I know you guys see I just got really pale and I got goosebumps. I do not want to throw up on the... If I end it, it's because I ran into the bathroom and I will come back. Oh my God. Trying to do stuff when you don't feel good, especially the featured show, you know, because you're supposed to follow these certain rules and you got to be here and you got to interact. It's not always easy. I needed the cold sweats. But guys, let's do a couple of featured show rules, guys. So again, like I've already stated, stay positive. We're not going to have any negative baloney. You'll instantly be removed. A couple rules I have to follow as a host is we don't necessarily interact with you guys in the comments while guests are in the box, right? Like this hour is dedicated to the guest that is making their time available for me to do this show. So if you're down in the comments and the host is not responding to you, as in me, please understand that during this show, I'm not really going to be able to, but you can come back any other time that I'm streaming than this 1 hour a week, and I will gladly have some one-on-one conversations with you in the chat. I will not private message you, so don't ask me that. My voice is already starting to go. It'll be the longest hour of my week yet. But yeah, so those are just, and then the one rule that I think gets a lot of people, and I've actually gotten DMs, is like, I gifted you and you didn't say thank you. How selfish and rude are you? And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, first of all, it was a rose. Okay. Second of all, I do thank you guys in it as like a whole. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you for the favorites, right? Like I do that throughout this 1 hour. Probably not as much as I should, but we're not allowed. So let's say Bella right down there, the one that just sent all the puppy faces, was to send me a dragon, the most expensive gift on this entire app. I'm supposed to keep talking and continue my conversation as if she hasn't just sent that. I'm going to tell you right now, that is a rule I cannot follow. Not on something like that, right? You know what I'm saying? But, so yeah, just following the rules that we are given to us to get through the featured show. All right, you guys. I didn't see either of the guests. That doesn't mean they're not here. I have not been paying super much attention. I've been trying to make sure that I'm keeping whatever's in my tummy in my tummy. That's right. I don't know why. Well, I seen you already. I told you guys I don't feel good. Please forgive me. You're gonna get a few of those. I will mute when you're talking and I have to blow my nose. But you guys, let's face it. All right, so we're gonna do the Q and Q, and then we'll get Star in the box. Star, I might need to take a couple minutes to run to the restroom and just do like a cool reg. I don't know. I had to try to cool myself off. I am like, so I will be listening. I will grab my other device. God, meet me. Please don't get mad at me. This is what I didn't do a show like 6 weeks ago because I didn't feel good. And I did not want to cancel another one only being into February this year. But I've not really canceled that many shows. I really thought that I would be okay. But I'm not so sure. All right, so I'm going to read the quote, and then you guys will answer the question. It says, it's better to be outrageous. It's better to hang out with the sages, the people open to possibilities, even psychotics. You never know where you'll find the geniuses of our society. 4 years. I think I'm coming up on 3 years next month that I've been doing this show. And then, what is it, 4 years streaming in April? Not much, not long, but okay. So the question is, who is the most unusual and inspiring person you've ever met? Read the quote one more time. It's better to be outrageous. It's better to hang out with the sages, the people open to possibilities, even the psychotics. You never know where you'll find the geniuses of our society. Who is the most unusual and inspiring person you've ever met? My papa. Let me tell you why my papa was inspiring and unusual. That man worked harder than any other person I've ever known, myself included. Holy cheese and rice! Hey, no! Holy moly! But my papa, he worked, and he didn't come from, money. And they grew up after the Great Depression and all that stuff from in the 30s, right? So like my papa he came from nothing, and he worked and worked and worked and did so well for himself. And I've taken upon his work ethic, but I have not taken on his ability to save. However, he had 2 incomes to work with, his and my grandmother's, because they've both worked full time their entire lives through retirement, and then some. But I'm just one person doing my best. But, and I mean, I don't know, could be worse. I could not be able to pay my bills, right? I could not have a little bit of a savings account. But as a single mom who doesn't get child support in this day and age, shoot, I'm covering the bills and I got a little savings account. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'm broke just buying groceries every week. But it's not reason enough for me to date. And like the only reason I can come up with to date somebody is to cut my bills in half so I can save more. Other than that, good. I'll just wait till my kid graduates and get a roommate. I mean, T. Stop being freaking weird. Dude, I'm telling you, it just sounds more and more like a why the hell not situation. Now, again, my kid, I got what, 4 years, a little over 4 years after she graduates. All right, Star, are you about ready, sweetheart? We'll get you in the box. Again, sorry, we're sick over here. We're doing our best to get through this hour. All right. Let's go.
Hey,
Hello. Good morning, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. I am very excited to see you here. I thank you for, making time. I know Friday mornings are hard for a lot of us. Well, a lot of you guys. I've made it a priority to be here. Go ahead.
Hi.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. See, it looked like you were gonna say something, and like I'm sorry. I thought.
No,
Anyway, so thank you again. And I guess let's go ahead. Let these folks know what exactly we're gonna be talking about and why you picked this topic.
Well, to me, the subject is to not have, live your life as you can, with no regrets. So, yeah, like there's a lot of things in life that you're like, maybe I should have done this, or maybe someone else told me about a certain situation, but you don't really know until you're in the thick of it. So you're just like, oh, now I know why people say this, and you're just like, and then you try to tell the youngins and the same thing. They're like, I'm not gonna listen.
Yeah, they don't listen any better than we did.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that the older I get, now I'm in my mid 40s. And I'm not saying that's old, but it's old enough that we done been through some stuff in your 40s, right? But I think I've learned that a lot of the things that make me kind of go, are the things I didn't have the balls to try. I was too afraid to take that jump or that leap or a different job or, I was too afraid to, I've been too afraid to cook certain meals, but now I'm like, go over to a friend's house. I was like, why didn't I make that sooner? I seen that recipe. So it could be little things like, why haven't I tried this dish sooner? But for me, I look back, I think a couple of my biggest regrets were job opportunities that I was afraid I'd fail at because I'd never done that type of job before. And now I'm kicking myself in the butt. Why didn't I go? I can be doing Monday through Friday sitting on my butt behind a desk. But hi, everybody. Welcome. So was there like a specific thing in your life that made you go, you know what? I've got to start putting myself out there more. I've got to start, taking these chances. What was it that made you realize this?
Well, definitely a lot of things like growing up. Like there's a lot of things that I'm just like, I guess I was more like a wallflower, like watching, observing, and like my experience. Like when they talk to me, I didn't have too much to say about myself, and so now that when I do talk, I'm still very aware now that I keep saying I and this, and because before it wasn't that. It was like my brother, this is, and someone actually told me, they're like, you keep talking about your brothers. What about you? Well, what's who are you? I'm like, she kept me quiet. I was like, well, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What do I like? I'm like, I like to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And
I like to stay in bed under my covers and watch Netflix and eat chocolate all day.
yeah, the normal. But even
What
then, like, scrolling through and like, what do I actually like? But
what
yeah,
what is one of those chances you have taken? What was the first chance you took and you were glad you did?
um, taking the opportunity to do back in school days in high school, I took the leap of taking college courses.
Okay.
Like I had a transfer school, and I was also kind of miserable in my other school. It was a chartered school,
Yeah.
and I took it upon myself to to sign up to go to this different school where they provided dual credit. So I went ahead and did that. It was stressful. I do not recommend.
Look, education is stressful, but I think that if that part isn't a little bit stressful, you're not pushing yourself enough. I think, like, that's what I try to explain to my kid. Like, learning is a process, and not all of us get it on the first try. Like, she spent a vast majority of her young life just like she got everything. You told her once, or she read it once, and it was there forever. So, like, as she's getting older, of course, things are getting harder, and not everything comes to her just
Yeah.
like that. So it's a lot of, you have to remember, most of us have to do this a half a dozen times before we get it, right? Like, we have to do these math problems, just as an example, right? We're learning, I don't know, the quadratic equation, for anybody who remembers that, right? Not everybody just looks at it and can do it. My teacher sure as hell didn't go, this is how we do it once and I figured it out. No, I had to take it home that night, try to figure it out, thought I had it, go in, realize I didn't have it, learn it again, go home, redo those plus more problems, come back, find out I had it halfway, and then, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to explain to her, like, that is most people. Not
Yeah.
everybody can look or read something one time and aha. No, education is supposed to be somewhat stressful. You push
Yeah.
yourself, you enlarge in the capacity of memory in the brain. I don't know what the proper stuff for all that is, but I'm telling her, school was that easy, like everybody would do it, especially college, but it's not that easy, and not everybody can do it. I'm one. I didn't finish college. Like, I did okay, but I stopped going because I work with my hands. I do construct. Well, right now I'm a server because grandma's sick, but I do construction. That's my main thing. And I didn't need to further my ability to write papers or know which president was who. Because that was like a lot of the classes I had left were just and I'm like, so that was a leap I took, and I didn't finish school. And I kind of kicked myself in the butt because I feel like a degree and anything else could be a backup in case I got hurt. But I can't look at it like that now. I just have to go, all right, well, that's what it was, and I got to figure it out, right? Which, I don't know, hopefully I'll just find me a rich partner. And I'm just kidding.
And another thing too would be like growing up, like doing all the stuff that you didn't have no idea about, like doing the taxes, you know, calling to make your appointments. I was like learning as I grew. I hated calling because I'm like, what the heck do I say? How I didn't know what they meant, but what's your quote? I'm like, how much are you gonna charge me?
Like, when you move out, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, what do you mean that the dishes don't make their way to the sink and wash themselves? What do you mean those clothes on my floor stay there? I don't understand. Wait, I have to clean the toilet with a brush? What do you mean? The toothpaste that is spit all over the sink and in the mirror, I have to wipe that? I have to use Windex and a paper towel to see myself again? Like, all these things that mom or grandma or whoever I lived with had done for all these years. And I'll never forget the first time I moved out. And that was like, wait, what? So now you want me to do all the chores by myself, pay
Yeah.
all the bills by myself, and raise two kids? Ew. Like,
It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, we've all also done like a lot of mistakes, like in our life, could be big or small, but that's what helps us learn. And you're like, okay, well, next time, and my son gets mad at me too because I'm like, okay, you did this one way, but next time he gets so angry, he's like, "Urgh," like he'll grunt at me. I'm like, boy, you're not an animal. I'm just letting you know for next time that what can we do differently, you know? How can we improve? Like this is a mistake you had, and you have to own your mistake and be like, okay, this is not going to set me back, and I'm going to do something to improve it or learn something out of it.
and guys, remember that just because you fail doesn't mean you can't be successful. Part of successful and part of just success, period, is learning through your failures. It's observing. It's trying and trying and trying again. And You know, so you have to take that chance, and then you have to be brave enough to keep taking the chances until you get it. And I think that that was something I really did struggle with for a long time, was understanding that, you know, the harder you push, the better you're going to do. And I get it now, and I push myself and I work my butt off. But I think that unfortunately hard work is not recognized because so many people just don't. They don't have any work ethic. And I could bust my butt all day, but realistically nobody's going to know because I'm trying to pick up the slack for 15 people.
Oh yeah.
And do you know what I'm saying? Unless
Yeah.
you're watching
They'll
my
find
every
like
move.
a shortcut to finish it faster.
Mhm.
And you're just like, that's not how it's done.
No, it's not. It's just feeling appreciated at a place of work, having a boss notice. And I'm not saying that I want raises or bonuses or special treatment, but a simple thank you. I see you.
Yeah.
I notice what you're doing. Keep up what you've been doing. Thank you. Those few short words would keep me motivated at work.
Yes, yes, they
You
do.
wanna know what?
I
I'm at a
fortunately do
point.
have someone like that.
I'm at a point now. I go in and I do the minimum like everybody else. And you want to know what the crazy part is? They notice me doing the minimum, but they've never noticed me doing more. So if you're only going to point out negativity to somebody who generally busts butt, guess what? Until you start treating everybody fair, I'm going to be just like everybody else. If this is the behavior I can
Yeah,
have,
I completely understand that.
and that's what everybody else has, you can't yell at me for it. You can't fire me for it. I'm gonna take that straight to court because I'm not doing anything different. I'm still doing a little bit more. I
Okay.
don't, I don't go, I'm not doing your job. I'm not doing their job. I'm not going to, I just, it's hard to go above and beyond when it doesn't get you anywhere. And I think that that's where, and I say this because I should have taken a chance and taken this job that I was offered not long ago, but I didn't take that chance. And now I'm still stuck here in the same unrespected job, doing the same bull crap, and I could be somewhere else. And that is a chance I should have taken, but I was too afraid because I don't like change. And part of
Yeah.
our topic is taking risks and taking chances. And that's, well, it is too late for that job. They done hired somebody else by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
but there's more opportunities to come, I'm sure of
there
it.
will be, but damn it. I
Yeah,
could be
when you're in
working
the
for
thick of it,
somebody
you
who,
feel like you can't sometimes. Like me recently, I've gone through like, they say certain tragedies and stuff come like in three, and I have recently just had that too, where I'm showing up at work, and then big stuff happens to me, and then I'm like, you know what? Like I am suffering, but I'm just gonna try to keep it to myself at my home, cry it out, go to work and be like, hey, but life keeps going.
it
But
does. It
yeah,
does. And as much as we want to feel like we're the and some, for myself anyways, I feel like I'm the best option for certain positions sometimes. And I feel like part of why I'm still not getting recognized or acknowledged or appreciated is because I need to be somewhere else, right? Like it is every warning sign and everything that is telling me that this isn't meant for you, because every turn you take, and no matter how hard you push to be better, it gets you nowhere here.
and you should listen to your instincts, because sometimes when I do have those like lingering regrets. Like if something tells you like anything and everything is telling me to do this, you should follow your gut, because I've seen that turn like within the same day, and I'm like, oh, okay, and now I know why, because this went south. This went totally south. Just listening to your gut too. It's a very important like life, something to listen to. I don't know how else to explain that.
I I agree. You listen to your gut. You guys all know exactly what that means, right? But I can't believe who this is. You're right, because I don't know who you are. It is hard all the time. I don't know if it's yeah, I guess if it's hard all the time, it's not meant to be, especially in like friendships and relationships. But I think that there should be challenges at work, something that, you know, forces you to be a little bit better every single day and to learn a little bit more. But finding something that makes you happy is far more important than any amount of money you'll make. You know, as long as you're able to just pay bills. I'd rather sit where I'm at right now, right, and work 7 days a week to get by than to have a job that I absolutely hate. I like my job. I just don't like all the people I work with, right? There, yes, growth. There you go. In comfort. That's a great way to put. Thank you. Challenges are great, and growth from uncomfortability is key.
One of the things that I've gone through right now is I have a little one, and he has been born with bleeding in his brain, and he's had like 3 surgeries already, and he's only 2 years old.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and he just recently, like 2-3 weeks ago, he had a seizure, and it was the first time I've ever seen one, and I was like, "What is going on?" It was pretty scary, but then I didn't tell nobody like while I was going through it because I didn't want to worry anybody. I was like, I know he's gonna be okay. I know I have enough faith that everything's gonna turn out all right. And it's just I don't want to inconvenience other people as well or have them worried because they have their daily lives to go about. So I told them afterwards. So I told my mom. I told my mother-in-law. They were like, "What? what? I had no idea." Or I was like, "Yeah, I left town to urgent care and all this stuff to the children's hospital, but yeah, this happened." And just life keeps going. I'm just like, he's good, and that's the important thing. Just keep going. And I showed up to work the next, like, after we were released, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going because there's nothing else I can do.
Right.
Some things you just kind of have to let them play out, wait for it, and there's just some things that you really don't have no control over. Like as much as I would want it to be in that place where he was, instead of him, it's not happening that way. It just simply isn't.
Yeah. I think too we have to remember like you do need somebody to have through those moments. Going through things alone is not easy either.
Not like I did vent it out to people who weren't like immediately close to me just so I won't worry them. But I also did need to vent, and it did help a lot.
Yeah, I can see me being the same way. Like if I was going through something, I'd probably have cool dude and boop who I'm close to, but they're not like my family, you know, and they're not right here in my face, or they're gonna drive me nuts 24/7 showing up. You know what I mean? Like I want to know where I'm at, where I sit before I
I
go.
want an update right now, and you're just like, I don't know, I'm just as lost as you. It's just I'm with here.
Well,
I'm right here with them.
I'm the kind of person I need a little bit of time to process what's going on before I'm, going to sit down, like, especially if I was to become ill or something like that. Like, I want to know where I need every answer to every question that my brain's going to come up with before I'm going to sit down and tell my family, because I know my family and those are all the questions they're going to ask.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers. I'm going to get stressed out. They're going to get stressed out, and it's going to be a whole process. Right.
And then not knowing why kind of sucks too. I've been hit with, there's nothing you could have done differently, but they don't have no reason to tell me. I'm like, then why did it happen? Why? I need answers.
Yeah, I'm a person who has lots of questions and I expect even more answers. I need to know. I need to know how things work, why they work the way they do, the process from A to B, and you know what I mean? Just I'm very nosy, especially when it comes to me and the people that I love. I don't ask you because I'm trying to be a butthead. I ask you because I'm genuinely trying to, I need every answer to every question because I'm going to help you too. You know, if these doctors aren't going to help you, I got to figure out, you know, and that's my like, go get it attitude. But it can cause problems sometimes because
I can see that, yes. But it's just really being concerned for those, your people, the ones you love, you try and do the most. You're making sure they're okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, and the
Absolutely.
crazy thing too is my child's father, we talked before we had any children, and one of the things that was very concerning to me was that if we were to have a child that was disabled or something like that, he were to find out before they were born, he would not want to have it. And that made me very upset. I was crying. I'm like, this is a life. This is my baby. I'm not gonna let you dictate,
Yeah.
just because of a disability or something. And then it turned out that yes, my child does have. I'm not exactly sure what it's under, but it is to me something that like some type of disability to grow up with because it affects him throughout his whole life. Like he's not meeting certain milestones for his age, and
But okay, you got to remember this though, and listen and listen carefully. Every kid learns and grows at a different rate. Sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's faster. But I promise you that every child, as long as there's accomplishments, it's okay. As long as that baby is looking at you and smiling and happy, it's okay.
I know this too,
It's
but it
okay.
still lets me make me cry.
Don't cry. Oh, it's listen. Me coming from I don't. I've been very blessed that both of my children overall are healthy. My son had behavioral issues, which made it extremely difficult. But it's not something that is a physical thing, right? Him and I got physical many times because of his anger and the behavior disorders and whatnot. But I've been very blessed. I did nanny for a young man for quite a while who was nonverbal. He was 16. Um, he he would get seizures, and then that's like seizures are terrifying. I don't know if you guys have ever witnessed or have not, but and I know that they say that it doesn't really hurt them after. I know they say their muscles get sore because
Yeah,
their whole body tenses up, but it's not like it doesn't hurt them the way that it hurts us to see it, if that makes sense, is what I've been told.
yeah.
I've
They
never had a
say
seizure,
that
so I
they
don't
don't
know.
really remember that they've gone through it.
Right.
What they told me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it doesn't make it easier. Even I've been all the reassurances through the because I took classes and you know what I mean. Because I had to learn how to properly make sure he wasn't gonna choke, and I had to lay him on his side, and then you have to you know what I mean. He had certain things that I had to do for him, but it he made me appreciate the simple things in life so much more. Having
Yes,
him around made me so thankful for so many things I had no idea I needed to be thankful for. He taught me more than most adults have ever taught me in my life about myself, about loving another unconditionally, about seeing people the in with an open view, not in my own little you need to be this way and this is how life should be tunnel vision, right? Like
yeah,
he helped me to stop, to take a breath, and to realize like there's beauty in everybody around us. There is beauty in all types of ways to learn and to love and to live. And man, I took so much of that for granted for so long, you
yeah.
know
Simple things like walking, talking. It's different. It's different. But I do appreciate like I guess having these moments. Like in a way, some people would like to be like, no, well, knows his reasons. And I'm just like, that's funny. Like the way people think they like to blame. I'm like there wasn't another enemy out here. I don't know, someone that might be the devil. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and blame God. But okay. he has his ways. When it's something negative, they're like, we don't know why he does things. I'm just like, I don't think we're blaming the right person, but okay, I'm just gonna let it be. Gonna let it be.
Oh, all the feelings, right? All the feels. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Star. I'm Silly Lily, and you are watching Lessons Learned. And we're more or less talking about opportunities, right? Like living life with no regrets. I've kind of think that it's turned into appreciating who we are, in what we have, not because we want more or we feel we need more, but just because I don't think a lot of us understand how much worse it can be. You know, I don't think that a lot of people understand that. So yeah, I don't know. It's life is crazy, life is hard, but y'all, it's also short. Life is short.
It is. It's very
So
short. I'm like, I need to
live it
appreciate
up.
those people who do have my back because I'm not always going to have them.
Yeah.
And I was scared for a fleeting moment too because I didn't have no one like immediately after, like a week or two. I had two family members locked up, so they were the people I relied on to watch them, and I was like, what am I supposed to do now? How am I supposed to take care of my kiddos and go to work? And like, it's too much.
But you find a way.
Yeah,
You know what I
yes.
mean? We always do. In the moment, we're a frazzled, chaotic mess. But I don't know. But I don't know a single mom that doesn't make it work.
Right. Yes, I was still. I was like, okay, cry it out today. Tomorrow, you gotta figure this out.
Right? Yeah.
Find a way. Like, and it sucks too because there's some people that are available, and you start to see who's really there for you. You're just like, okay, no, I'm not available. I'm off today, but I'm not available to help you. It's. I'm just like, okay, I see how it is. I know for the future to not ask you for anything. Let me go elsewhere where someone that doesn't feel like I'm begging them or they feel forced like they have to. You know?
And we have to remember too, sometimes people, they don't get it. They've not been through what we've been through. And it's very easy to get mad at other people for how they are. But that's that whole thing I try to explain to people is we can't change other people. We just have to accept until they're able to mature and grow up. It's just a matter of acceptance and understanding. I'm not saying that you have to allow them to walk all over you or treat you badly, but in that situation, if that's what they're continuing, you, like you said, you got to walk away and find someone else to do it. But sometimes, like, I don't know, I've had my bad days where I'm like, I'm on the day off, but I'm not doing anything today. Of course,
Yeah.
I don't ever really actually get those days. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, real deal. Did you have a quick thing that you wanted?
You're more than welcome to take the box.
All right. Well, we've got 15 minutes. So, Star, I will let you go ahead and head out of the box after. Tell these guys, when do you stream? Do you have any other events or shows you're on? And what are your streams like?
I stream in the morning usually around this time, I guess, or early in the morning before noon. Just catch me before noon, and I'll be there just listening to music and just be like, what you want, and telling you to leave my stream. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm mostly like inner monologue, like, oh, I have to do this today. Okay. And then you just kind of see me having ADHD everywhere. Like,
I can relate to that. All right, Star. I appreciate you. Great topic. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And as always, you're amazing and you're beautiful. And thank you.
You too. I appreciate you.
Bye,
Bye.
honey. All right, real deal. Okay. Hello. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Trying not to be sick. Trying not to be sick. Um, so real quick, guys, welcome. This is Lessons Learned. I'm Silly Lily. This is Real Deal. And he is filling in for us. So I'm not sure what our topic is going to be, but I know he'll fill us in.
I was listening a little bit to what she was saying there, and it's kind of about life lessons and I think that we all experience life lessons, right? Like
Mhm.
I've
That's
I've
why I
definitely
picked the show. So
I
we-
love it. I love it. And I wanna kind of go into that a little bit. I think that I've definitely had my experience of life lessons, and I heard you say something about living life without regret. And I actually kind of disagree with it a little bit. I think that like we should live life with as least regret as we possibly can, but regret makes us learn.
Mhm.
And there's things in my life that over the course of my life that I've experienced.
By regret, I don't necessarily mean like I know there's some things that we want and we don't get and it's for the better. But
Mhm.
like for me, my regret is sometimes there's something right in front of me and I don't reach out because I'm
Mhm.
too afraid of the change or I'm afraid that I'll fail. So instead of trying, I just don't because then I expect myself to fail. So I don't necessarily mean that everything I've wanted to do I should have done, but there's just those few things that like I really wish that I wouldn't have been such a chicken because I feel like it really truly could have been so much better. But then I remind myself that everything happens for a reason and there's got to be something better. I'm just trying to be patient and wait, but I don't have a lot of patience. It's not my thing. It's not my forte. I want it right here, right now. I got IG syndrome, instant gratification syndrome,
Mhm.
and I am, I'm telling you.
You're good though, Lily. You're a learner. You have experience happen in your life, and you learn.
I have been that person that has to learn every lesson the hard way. When, real deal, am I going to pull my head out of my own derriere and realize that if I just experience or listen to those around me, my experiences might be a little bit better.
We become complacent though in our patterns, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's human. That's everybody. Everybody becomes complacent in that comfort zone that they find.
Yeah.
And I like so for instance, here's a really good example. Becoming complacent. You find something that is a very very comfortable zone for you, and you just ride it. And it doesn't matter the other things that come at you, the opportunities that arise, problems that arise, anything like that. You're in that zone. You just continue on. That's happened to me so much in my life where I've been complacent, and then 6 months down the road, 6 days down the road,
Yeah.
I see a situation pop up, or has popped up, and I'm just like, why didn't I jump on that? Like complacency is
It's,
can
it's
be
a,
our doom, man. But I think that
so complacency to me means that I'm just, I found something and it works and I'm not really happy, but I'm not really miserable. And it's paying the bills, but I'm just existing at that point, right? I I don't like becoming complacent, which I have been a lot lately, especially at my job, because right now it's covering the bills, but it allows me to sit with grandma, it allows me to be home with my daughter most of the time, it allows me to spend time with my grandkid. So I do what I have to do right now to but I do wish that I had jumped on a few of the opportunities because then I might not have to be pushing myself as hard as I am now to survive.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. My job, I love my job. I absolutely love the work that I do. I really found my passion. I do landscape design and install, spring, summer, and fall. And then in the wintertime, I do snow removal. I was just thinking about this like yesterday, and yesterday really because I was out there. We got dumped on with 3 feet of snow here where I live.
Yeah.
So I was out there for 12 and a half hours yesterday. My feet were soaked. My body was aching. I like it just, and I'm thinking to myself, like, there's been other opportunities that have arose to me, and I just walked right by them.
Yeah.
You know, it's all in how we see things, right? And in the middle of it, like don't get me wrong. I make good money doing what I'm doing, right? So like I'm out there for 12 and a half hours. That's a $600 day for me.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, and sometimes it's a matter of the give and take, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
for a few times throughout the winter, you have to do something you really don't like so much, so that all spring, summer, and fall you can do what you love.
There
That's
you
the
go.
compromise in situations like that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
for me, I got to do every day what I did. Yo, I don't like people that much anymore. They're mean, they're selfish, they're rude.
Where are you right now? Where are you right now? You literally are in a place full of people.
I'm talking to y'all. If you're mean to me, I can block you instantly. I don't have to be nice to your face. If you call me a name or you're rude to me, I don't even have to speak to you. But if in real life and you're sitting at my table and you're not tipped, I already know you're not going to tip because I've served you before. You were rude last time. I have to suck it up, buttercup, and pretend to get through this moment as if I don't want to punch you in your damn face. If I
And
don't
there,
know your $100 bill is about to cost me $3 out of my own pocket because you're selfish and refuse to tip. But I have to pretend like I don't want to drag you by your weave out to the parking lot and beat your ever loving butt. I got to pretend all those things. And I got to do it with a smile or I get fired. I don't have to do that here. I don't have to be fake or phony here. I'm really not fake or phony, and people are it's pretty clear and they're pretty upfront, and I have what I call RBF, and my face will tell you how I feel.
no,
I had a
I
young
know
lady
what
the other day.
RBF is. I've seen my fair share of that.
I had a young lady the other day, and this is the third time I've served her. She's never tipped. She's rude. She's disrespectful, right? And she brought a friend this time.
How
Her
did that
friend
go?
was actually really nice, okay? Must have been like a work buddy or something like that. But her friend looked at me and goes, "Ew, why do you have that face?" And I said, "Ew, ask your friend. What would you like to drink?" You know what I'm saying? And she asked a friend, and friend goes, "Well, she served me before." She goes, "How mean were you to her?"
I don't think my guy like
And
that.
she goes, "Well, I don't know." And then by the end of the meal, and then she didn't see her tip. After she asked me run, after she never said pleases, she never said thank yous. Whereas this other chick was, oh my God. And she
Hey,
actually
Google, play
tipped me
90s country.
$20 because she was so disgusted by her friend's behavior. Right?
That was
But
that
I
that
have
was
to
a good
pretend
that
like,
was a good customer right there.
but the problem is, this is the third time that I've served this other chick and I can't do anything about it. I can't deny her service. I can't say I'm not serving you.
Yeah.
I can give you one drink and I can drop your food off and never come back to your table. You can complain about my boss. He'll write me up and it is what it is, but I cannot not serve you. So
Yeah, you can't even like you can't have a conversation with your boss about like super rude customers like that. Like
what are
I
they
don't
going to
know.
do? Because if they're already that rude, listen, this is what they're
Here we
trying to do.
go.
They're rude to you so that you do something stupid or say something stupid back, right? Or they get you frustrated enough you make a mistake because they run you and 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 run you, and you're bound to forget something. Okay, because they're not the only person you're caring for. You know, like they wanted, a refill of water. Can we add a blackberry tea? I need a side of ranch, a side of honey mustard, and a side of blue cheese. And then can I get a side? You know what I mean? And they just, every time you go back, they need something. And it's bound to at some point forget something. And the very second you forget something, they're snapping their
Boom, they're
fingers,
on you.
calling your boss over. Now, not only do you not to get a tip, now they got their meal for free because they, you know what I mean?
You know
So,
that isn't that I think that's really similar to here, right?
yeah, but you
And
guys
like the
don't have
troll.
the process. You gotta, but in Canada, you guys at least make a decent, from my understanding, hourly wage to live as a server. We make $5 an hour. So if you don't tip me and you spend $100, you just took most of my hourly wage away. So now I just had to pay for you to sit at my table.
Wait a minute,
And
you're
I
making
had to be nice to you
$5.
about it.
You make $5 an hour as a server?
Mhm.
That's insane.
I rely
The
on
minimum wage here in Ontario in Canada is $17.50 an hour.
I have to make, I rely on tips. American servers rely on tips. So if you walk into a restaurant and you're not a tipper, just leave my room now. Don't
Just get out.
like
Yeah,
zero.
this Mimi, I find that streaming is very similar though in the perspective that, people nag and 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 try to troll you and try to come at you in whatever manner they can to get that reaction so that they can have their screen record button on and they can go make a post and doctor the heck out of that post, right? And like it's very, very similar. It's very, very similar. I like how you deal with things though here.
Hurt people
It's a
hurt
no
people.
BS attitude. You don't put up with it whatsoever. And I see now I get it why.
Mm-mm.
Because you're
I-
doing this
Look,
you're
I
doing
will
this
be
for a
nice
living.
to you. I will walk up and I will say, hello, my name is Lily. What can I get you to drink? I am not going to smile at you. If you've already done me dirty, I'm not going to, oh my God, welcome. Look, I'm just trying my best not to punch you in the face. You've already cost me $6 since I met you the first time. Okay? What do you want to
Oh
drink?
my God.
And then they got to do this. Ready? Because they all got gum in their mouth.
Yeah.
I'll start with a water. What is the most annoying sound in the world? Someone
That-
smacking their lip.
I can't stand it's one of my biggest pet peeves,
So
and
now
I can't
not
stand it.
only do I already not like you, and I already want to punch you in the face, now I want to rip your tongue out so I don't have to listen to you smack your lips together. But you know
That's
what?
hilarious.
I have to pretend like none of that has ever happened and it doesn't bother me and I have to serve you with a smile. But just know, if you're my customer, you've been at my table and you've stiffed me before, you will never get the service you got the first time. You will get my minimalist service. And I hope you complain to my boss. I hope you do.
Yeah, it's the same here.
Because once you
It's the
complain
same
to my
here,
boss,
man.
every server in the restaurant knows who you are. And every server in that restaurant will treat you the exact way I just did. So be nice to your servers.
Lesson learned right here, right? Just the same. Be nice to the streamers that you encounter too, man. There's
And
no
I'll
need
never
for there's
give
no
you
need
food.
for all that.
I'll never do any of that stuff because that shit's just wrong. But if you're not a good person, I'm not going to treat you the way that I would treat a good person. If you respect me, I will go above and beyond, man. Your water will get halfway and that bad boy will be filled. You squeeze that lemon and I fill your water, I will bring you another lemon just in case you want it to add to the water, okay? But if you do me dirty, you get a water. I done forgot your lemon. I don't remember you even asked me for that. And I'm not going to remember the entire time you're sitting there either. I don't care if you ask me 15 times to get you a lemon. You're going to have to ask another server to get you that damn lemon because I'm not doing it. I gave you a water. Your burger will be here, or your steak, or your whatever. Okay, will be here. After it's dropped off, I will walk by and I will say, "How's your meal?" And you're probably going to say, "I need a refill," and I'm probably going to just not do it. I already have to pay for you to be here.
That part.
Oh,
And,
the meanwhile,
this is
that
the
table
same.
behind you with 6 kids is getting service like you've never seen before. Even though those kids are driving me bonkers, mom and dad are nice to me, so I'm nice to all of them. Mom and dad were here last time and tipped me 20%. Okay, so we remember. If you take money from our pockets, we remember.
Just the same as you here on here. If you take respect and you take it for granted on here, it's the same thing. People are gonna just push the block button. If you see people in other environments and other streams, and you say what up, you're gonna be ignored. You're not gonna get that recognition that you think that you might deserve.
Yeah.
It's the exact same. This place is very,
What
very
goes
similar
around
to
comes around, you guys. And if
that
you are
part.
not fully well aware of who Karma is, that bad boy. I don't know that Sony was being. He was saying because didn't like the chewing of the gum. We'll fix it after the stream. It's okay. I forget what I was gonna say now.
It's the end of your show though, so plug it.
So guys, thank you for watching Lessons Learned. That's it for me. We've just been blabbing away about whatever. The idea is I will tell you I feel better than I did when I started the show, so that's a plus.
That's a wicked thing. Yeah, I will be here anytime if you ever need me. So long as I'm not at work, I'm here. I'm game always.
I appreciate it. Respect. Yeah, you guys just Karma. That's who I was talking about. If you don't know who Karma is, now look, I have never personally met her. Okay.
Oh, I have.
Anything wrong I've done, she has checked me so hard, so hard that if I had balls, they'd be in my freaking throat. Okay. She's not playing. And if I did something wrong, she makes sure I pay the price, whether someone else knows I did it or not. So if you're an ignorant, rude person and you can't figure out why all these bad things keep happening to you, is because you are literally asking for it.
Check your karma.
You are.
Check your karma.
If your life is full of chaos and blech, and it's not because you have rotten teenage kids, because I'm sorry, if you got teenage kids, your life is chaos, period. Right?
She ain't lying there, folks. She is definitely not lying.
These teenagers
life is chaotic
right now have a whole other level of like balls. They got balls. These teenagers got balls like I've never seen on teenagers since like Gen X, except the difference is with Gen X is like we utilized it to go outside and to do stupid things, right? Like you know, we were spending the night at Bobby Sue's, but really we were drunk off cheap ass vodka in the middle of a damn field, right? By 50 other high school kids. Now, one of us should have even had any, right? But
I had a few of those nights.
But now they use that stupid choice making to try to fight with the parents. Boy, take your dumb